Hey everybody, it's Tom from MTG Spec. It's about 8:20 a.m. and I am here outside the store. Woo! And I'm here for my bad idea button. Two of them today: Orc Island #1 and Escape from Wyoming #1. But there's a car here from Gwinnett County who is parked in a Dr. No's reserve spot, but nobody in it. So I don't know who that is. I may have been beaten here. But there's nobody like lined up in front of the store, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm just gonna hang out here and talk a little bit about bad idea, and I wouldn't say they've jumped the shark exactly, but I feel like they finally priced me out a little bit. They so I don't know what was even going on when I last covered it. I'm sure we talked about the Invisible comics where they slabbed a sheet of Mylar and sent it to CGC to get graded and came back with like everything from a 2.0 to a 10.0. Well, there's a car coming. Are they turning? They're going the other way. Okay. Anyway, so they did that and pissed off everybody at CGC and everyone who believes in collecting. They really do troll people a lot. They sold a rock to people who redeem their bad idea gold pin first customer pins, which is what I'm here for, a gold first customer pin for these two books. They they sent them rocks accompanied by baseball caps, but still a rock for, instead of a $200 comic. But they've also they randomly sent out like 50 comics called A Briefcase to random other winners or random other people who submitted things. So they keep creating these rare collectibles that are, convention exclusives or just randomly given away. They also had a redemption where you could send in 2 pins for one single comic. Oh, they also, which was a sequel. It was Bunsen Beaver 2, a sequel to the one that they did at like Charlottesville or something. I don't know. It's some convention where they opened a donut stand and they gave away free comics with their $20 donuts, which that was pretty funny. Apparently they just bought Krispy Kreme donuts and slapped them on top of their comic books. But then they had one where Matt Kent, the writer, was at I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, and you had to go pester him in person, and he would give you a copy of a comic called Sacred Heart, which that's selling for like $300 now. I don't mind the prices. I'm all in favor of prices, rarity, that's fine. Convention exclusives, that's fine. Where Bad Idea may have actually jumped the shark, however, is the Kickstarter that they did. One of the tiers was like $5,000. You could get 5 copies of Megalith #1, which is a book they advertised since the very beginning. Beautiful Louis LaRosa art. Apparently #1 and #2 are in-house because they added a stretch goal where you could get Megalith #2. And so these are books that are, pretty eventful books. The fact that they had 2 copies in-house, after like 3 years, like that's, he's taking a sweet time, but the art looks amazing. Like James Cameron said when Titanic was released late, it's like nobody ever saw a movie and said, well, that movie was shit, but at least it came out on time. Maybe point, clueless studio execs might have said that. But it annoys me to think that Megalith could have been in-house and they could have just released it as part of this next wave here. Right now we're deep inside Bad Idea 2. I guess at the beginning of the actual sales of Bad Idea 2, which was another blind purchase, by the way. When they did the final 5, you had to buy 5 series sight unseen and just prepay for them in advance out of pure trust for the company. And I do trust them on a creative level to make interesting and cool stuff. They have usually pretty good paper quality. Although the ones they sent out free, Werewolf and Retirement Plan, which were the first 2 redemption button issues, the paper quality was terrible on those. But it was in the middle of a pandemic and they were getting a microscopic paper allotment. And so I don't know. They're force majeure. But I am intrigued to see where they're going, but the fact that they're doing a Kickstarter, I think the minimum level to get all these trade paperbacks, which they never said they'd print, or they said they would not do trade paperback collections, but I guess these are new stories, so it doesn't count. But anyway, these things are, it's like $500 a minimum. They're doing a lot of extraneous tiers where it's like, here's a vinyl car trunk from Hero Trade, or here's a vinyl TV from our Bad Idea B-Sides page, and they're just doing like these little toys and nonsense, and it's annoying. It's annoying that that they're doing trades when they said they never would. But that was the original Bad Idea. This is Bad Idea 2. Bad Ideas, it is dead. That's what they were saying between the initial launch and this relaunch. But they weren't really clear what the relaunch entailed. They certainly never mentioned trade paperbacks coming back or hardcover editions. They certainly didn't hint at a Kickstarter that would have locked out retailers from who are already gated on several levels. Retailers have to sell Bad Idea books at cover price. They have to display Bad Idea materials in a very visible place in their store. They can only order as many of later issues as they do of issue 1, so they have to trust the series to begin with. So they make retailers jump at all these hoops, and then they fucking cut them out with the Kickstarter, and they price out customers who, I'm arguably a Bad Idea whale, and even I feel priced out by this shit. I could buy the Kickstarter for $500, whatever, get like 5-6 David Lapham trades. He's not my favorite creator they have, by the way. Far from it. Oh, another car's coming. Do I need to go stand by the door? Oh my God. Is he going to turn? Is he going to turn? He is turning. He's coming. He's turning around. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. This is my town. By the way, the rules for customer or picking up the customer first pin is can't be a store's favorite customer. I'm definitely not the store's favorite customer. Can't be the one who spends the most money. I'm in the top 3 maybe, but I'm not number 1. It can't be an employee who just happens to be there that day. I don't work Wednesdays. I have to camp out like everybody else. So I'm not violating any rules by being here, by the way. Squirrel. Anyway, I don't know. This guy from Gwinnett County isn't here yet. And I'm guessing I'm going to win. But is it winning? Is it? I don't know. With Bad Idea, every day above ground's a Pyrrhic victory. Anyway, that's my report on Bad Idea. I don't know how many more videos of this I'm going to do. I've prepaid for this collection. Maybe I'll get some more first customer pins. I am fed up with their fucking antics. There's a guy on the Bad Idea fans page on Facebook called Dan Nitzani, and he's hilarious. Like he intrudes on every single post talking about Dinesh Shamdasani by capitalizing the sham and Shamdasani. He's like, Dinesh Shamdasani likes to treat his interested customers like garbage, and he just repeats the same thing autistically on every single post. And he's the only reason I go to Bad Idea fans. He's hilarious. But I think he was actually happy about the trade paperbacks. So I don't know if Dan Nitzani's on board with this new Bad Idea too. I don't know how much longer I can be, but I do have a pretty strong position in their book, so I wish them well. I'm very annoyed that my customer pin redemption book for Werewolf is one of the launch titles for Bad Idea 2. It was limited to 148 copies, and the art was lovely. The paper quality was shit, so hopefully the whatever the launch version is will be better. But it is annoying that what was touted as an exclusive is not an exclusive anymore. So will they do the same to Retirement Plan? Will they do the same to Bunsen Beaver 1 and 2? Am I wasting my time getting these pins, sending things off for things that I can just buy? Who knows? Happy Wednesday, everybody.